Today, I want to talk about how your investment is going to now yield a profit. I want to talk about what you should be investing in that's going to lead to really increased dividends. We're going to tackle it on the show of In the Mix today. I'm so grateful and glad that you tuned in. Let's lock in because I want to get into this topic on today, which is investment, how to profit from your pain. And most people, whenever they hear about work or even pain, anything in that, they always want to run away from it versus running to it. There's two types of pain in life, whether you realize it or not. It's the pain of discipline and it's the pain of consequence. It's going to be one or the other. Either way, there's going to be pain in life. Am I running from what I need to be running to? That's the question that you got to ask yourself. Two types of pain in life: pain of discipline, pain of consequence. It is doing what you know you need to do, or it is now the shoulda, coulda, woulda. I wish I would have. I wish I could have. I should have. But now you are where you are because you didn't do what you needed to do. I was having a conversation with a mentee of mine, and I was rather disappointed in, some of the conversation that I was having simply because of the mindset that the mentee had towards work, the mindset that the mentee had toward his job, which was specifically school. School was his particular job that he was supposed to be focusing on, studying, taking initiative. Midterms coming up, this, that, and the other. And so I'm asking, what is the standard of his grades right now? What is the status of his grades? He didn't even know. He hadn't checked his portfolio. Hadn't checked his portal to even see. I said, man, you just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. And I told him that he's got to make an investment. And to a certain degree, he wasn't necessarily making the investment because he wasn't the one taking care of his schooling. It was friends, it was family, it was loved ones who were supporting him through school. And I told him, I said, you know what? You're not making an investment monetarily, which is now affecting the investment when it comes to what you're doing academically. And I gave him a storyline. Anybody knows me, my favorite pair of gym shoes, sneakers, Jordans, for sure. That's my shoe. That's my shoe. And I remember being a kid and, I'm wearing Jordans, this, that, and the other, but I wasn't paying for them Jordans. Family was paying for those Jordans. My mom was paying for those Jordans. And so when I was getting Jordans that were paid for me to wear, here it is. I was playing in the mud, going out playing basketball on cement, out on a hardwood floor. Right? I was walking anywhere, everywhere in those shoes. I wasn't treating them the right way as if I was to invest in it. But here's the thing. When I started buying my own pair of Jordans, I was walking with my toes curled up in the shoes. Right? Every single step that I took, I had a brush. I was pretty much just cleaning the sneakers, especially when I took the sneakers off. I was cleaning the sneakers off. I was putting some shoe horns in the sneakers to maintain the shape and the texture and the context of the shoe. Right? I was making sure that those shoes were probably in bags, stored some particular place. I didn't even want a speck of dust to get on those shoes. Why? Because I made the investment in those shoes. I was the one who put out my money on the table to say, I'm going to purchase this. And whatever you purchase, whatever you invest in on your own, you now take a lot more consideration and care for it because it came out of your pocket. It came out of your purse. And sometimes you're trying to help people who won't even help themselves. Sometimes here it is, we have people in our life who are making more withdrawals than deposits. And so as a result of it, here's what we do. We now end up bankrupt. We now end up bankrupt emotionally. We now end up bankrupt spiritually and psychologically and relationally and down all of these alleys of life. Why? Because we would not be good stewards of our investment. You got to be a good steward of your investment. I'm talking about your investment. Your investment goes beyond just the context of what's in your pocket or what's in your purse. It's about your purpose. How are you a good steward of your purpose, of your investment, to say, I can now profit from my pain? There are some things that we have all gone through. There are some things that we have that have brought us to our knees. There are some things that have really caused us, if we went back down memory lane, it would bring us to a particular place of pain. How do you now build from that pain? How do you profit from that pain? Pain is a portal. Profit now comes from the place of purpose. But here it is. It all goes back to your investment. What does your investment look like? As I was talking to even to my mentee, asking him particular questions. What does your investment look like when it comes to being the management of your time? What does your investment look like when it comes to how you're managing your resources, how you're managing your money, how you're managing your mindset, how you're managing your heart set, your soul set, your skill set? How are you a good steward and a manager of what has been entrusted to you? Listen, if you can't manage the matters of your mind, you'll never be able to manage your money. Why? Because so many people prioritize money, but they don't prioritize their mindset. And so here it is. When they lose money, they also lose their mind because they didn't have a good circumference. They didn't have a good mindset. They didn't have a great structure of how it is with their mental health, to how they could manage their emotions, to the emotional management. They mismanage who it is that they are. And based upon them mismanaging themselves, they mismanage all the resources that come with them as well. Sometimes we want for other people what they don't even want for themselves. And I was telling somebody the other day, I said, listen, I see in you what you don't even see in yourself. I want more for you than you want for yourself. And the most dangerous thing to be, it's a very dangerous place to be in when you don't want it as bad as I want it for you. It's a very dangerous place to be in when you want something better for somebody else than they want for themselves. Right? It's now saying, I have to get to this particular place in my life to where I now love myself. I now move into a place of knowing my worth. I get into that particular place to say, I want to focus on my investment each and every single day. The investment says, these are my boundaries. This is how I'm going to live my life. How are you investing your time? How are you investing your energy? How are you investing your resources? Here it is. Who are you investing your time with? Who are you investing your energy into? Who are you investing your resources with? Are you getting an ROI? I'm talking about the return on the investment. Here's the thing. Companies pull out of investments or connections with other companies, co-partnerships, when the vision is off, when the standards are off, when here it is, the bottom line doesn't make sense anymore, when I'm spending more than I'm making, when I'm giving out more than I get back in return. If companies operate like that, why don't you operate that like that when it comes to your connections, when it comes to your aspect to where you are now in connection and in collaboration with others? Is it more of a competition than it is a collaboration? And here's what we got to do. We got to go back to the drawing board. We got to rethink these things. We have to get to a particular place to say, I have to profit from my pain, not be caused more pain. And in many cases, it comes to this place to where you have to hold your investment close to the vest. You have to hold your investment close to the vest. You have to be overprotective with yourself. You have to be governing, guiding, and guarding your mindset, your skill set, your heart set, your soul set. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. We have to get to that particular place to where we want more for ourselves than anybody wants for ourselves. We want more for us than other people want for us. And we want to also be in a place to where if we are giving our investment out, it's in the right place to where we get a return on our investment, to where we're not casting our pearls to swine, to where we don't tell other people this and we're giving them the game, the blueprint to how to win the game. We're giving them the cheat code for success, and they do the exact opposite. They allowed what you said to go in one ear and out the other. Time out for that. It's time to be in a specific system, structure, community, connectivity, where what you give is going to multiply and become a greater resource in the lives of others. You're not just going to be spendthrifty. You're going to be in a place to where you're living from a level of frugality. You're not just going to be somebody who is impulsive. No, you're going to be very wise about your investment. This is the season to focus on your investment. It's not just economical. It's also spiritual. It's tangible. It's relational. It's psychological. It's emotional. And it is about you being in a healthy place, in a healthy space, to where you're not giving out more than what it is that you're receiving in return. You're not pouring from an empty cup. You're pouring from your overflow, because whatever's in the cup is for you. But what pours out of that cup is to bless somebody else. I've said what I needed to say. It's time for you to do what you need to do. I want you to join the most transformative online community called My Eagles Academy. It's where I'm coaching, I'm teaching, I'm training. It's where the transformation is experienced. It's where people are writing books. It's where people are building businesses. It's where people are loving themselves and knowing their worth and moving into a place of healing and development. And now partnerships, whether it's with schools, whether it's with their coworkers, whether it is the partnerships that have taken place even in our own community, where people understand that their network determines their net worth. It's strategic teaching. Be developed to take your strategic ideas to create strategic income. Learn how to turn your contacts into contracts. Yourself in a healthy community where a win for you is a win for you. For a win for us is a win for you too. And a win for you is a win for us too. Once you go to theeaglesacademy.com right now to join, to be a part, like I said, I've said what I need to say. I want you to do what you need to do. I want you to make an investment in you. Been talking about investment. Now, let's actually make an investment. Go right now, register to join my amazing sessions. When you get there, tap the Enroll Now button at theeaglesacademy.com. Tap the Enroll Now button. Fill out the form. Be a part of our sessions. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. I know you're transformed by this conversation. Drop a love donation. Simply, you can do that. Links in the chat, links in the description of this video for how and where to give on Cash App, $DR Eddie Ministries, PayPal, info at EddieConnor.com, and even on Zelle, EddieConnorJr@gmail.com. I want you to make sure that you stay locked in, connected. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know that it's really real, that you're really connected. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you thought about the show in the comments below. If you know this resonated with you, just type investment. Type investment. Type investment. And I know it's going to be absolutely amazing for you because you're investing in you and you're going to see the return on your dividend too. Hey, family, let me know what you thought about the show. I got to go, but I want you to know it's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand. Your brother, and I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun. A brother got to run, so I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, treating a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter. Peace and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring.